This is the Common Sense Experience, episode 49. All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Common Sense Experience, featured only on the Black Podcasters Network. We're back for another exciting and amazing show. We have a very special guest today. But before we get into that, I'm here with none other than PG-13 and Amir. What's up, fellas?
Mic check 1, 2. What is this?
What up, motherfuckers?
Hey, yo, real quick before we get into our original, start off and how we start off the show. Today is a special day, man. My brother from another mother, Amir, Henry, happy birthday, baby. It's my man's birthday, man. So everybody show him some love, talk some shit, and shout out some ignorance for thought for the day, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, happy birthday, brother.
I'm a black man in America that made it see 35. So it's a kind of a shame that has to be celebrated at 35.
What is your trip?
It is, and I'm here and I'm blessed, man. I'm ready to rock, man. I'm ready to go ahead and get this going. I guess I'll go ahead and introduce our guest, man. It's so many words that I could say, though, man. This is one of the men that helped, mold me into the person I am today. He's taught me a lot. Somebody that, I was able to talk to, whatever, though, and I had problems when I was going to school for fifth and sixth grade at Now Valley Shule, which was principal by a lady by the name of Mama Masai. And this brother here was young brother. Probably was in his 20s at the time when he went to the school, though. Not give me your age, brother. but without further ado, though, man, my brother Baba Paul, also known out there as Paul Cameron. What's going on, man, brother?
What's up, Amir? And happy birthday! I can't believe you're 35.
I can't either. They definitely didn't have me pegged in to make it.
35. I was like, oh my God, he's that old?
Yeah. Even the little ones right now is probably, because I've seen what was her name? Khadijah Merriweather, and she's about to probably be like 29, 30. So yeah, man, we're moving on up.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving on. Yeah.
So are you going to Canada tonight?
Oh man, not on air. I
just thought.
I don't know, but I'm single, so I'm good. I might head out, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though. I might just stay here in the city, though. But it all depends, though, man. Remy can change your mind about things.
Oh snap! Somebody say Remy.
Shit.
That boy done graduated.
That's
I'm
peace
proud of
shit,
that, man.
No. On special occasions, we don't do Kavasi on special occasions. Yeah,
all right,
that's just
no Saturday tonight, goddammit. No,
we didn't stop doing that. We went to Kavasi. We're not gonna go ahead. We're not gonna go ahead and do non-paid promotion right now, so we're not gonna name anymore.
That's a check.
Yeah. No endorsement checks yet.
Oh man. Okay. Before we get into the topics here, as we always do, though, man. My brother Pete goes ahead, though, man, and says he's grinding his gears, though. So Pete, man, without further ado, feel free, Baba Paul, though, to go ahead and talk on the issue if you want to as well. Pete, what's on your mind, man? What's grinding your gears, brother?
Hey, man, hashtag Justice for Genuine, okay? That's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. So, let me break down the content for you. If you've been under a rock the past couple of weeks, Genuine has been under fire by the transgender LGBT community because he refused to kiss a trans woman on TV. He was on this show, Celebrity Big Brother UK, some shit where, old celebrities go to collect checks when they're not popping at the moment. He went on there, and there was a trans woman on there talking about dating a trans woman, and asked him would he date a woman that used to be a man, basically. He said no. He, I don't know how to say it, whatever. He felt away, and then proceeded to try to forcefully get Genuine to kiss him on live TV. And of course, Genuine turned his head, no, please don't, leave me alone. And now he's transphobic because he didn't want to kiss another man. And it's funny because there's a whole movement about this whole sexual, what I'm looking for, the sexual harassment.
It's the Me Too movement, right?
Me Too, thank you, sir. It's a Me Too, there's a movement going about that. So wouldn't Genuine fall under the damn victims that is a part of this Me Too movement? I'm just trying to see what's the difference between the Me Too movement and what the hell Genuine just went through. Why is he transphobic for not wanting to kiss a man who decides to one day become a woman? When in society did we become so sensitive to opinions of other people's? I'm just fucking confused, man. It's like people out here are mad at what they want to be mad at, and then everything else just falls under the sun. So that kind of grinded my gear, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to start my own hashtag, and it's called Justice for Genuine. And, love to get your thoughts on that, brother.
Justice for Genuine.
Hashtag, baby.
I guess, Chuck, before you guys get into it. Go ahead.
I'm going to say the fact that he's on the UK version of Big Brother says enough.
This is true.
Down the toilet. So, and I mean, I hear you because that's not my cup of tea either. And I'm sure if that were to happen to me, I'd be like, no, hold up, homie, back up.
Facts.
No, for real, I think a lot of people they want to automatically assume that he's transphobic, but it's up to a person whether or not you want them to kiss you or not. It could have been a woman who had funky breath, and he said, "Yo, back up. Are we going to say something about the funky breath people?" I'm just saying that. I mean, I understand where Genuine was coming from, and unfortunately, as a celebrity, he has to sometimes he could play this a little bit differently, but he has a right to tell them to back up because there's a lot of times that celebrities are attacked by people who are they just kissed them in general,
right? And
you don't know what another person has. I don't know what you got in your mouth. I don't know where you've been. So to me, that's almost like an assault. Because when you put any spit on me and it gets in any pores of mine, once that happens, I got issues. So I think people need to back up a little bit off Genuine, give him just a little bit of breathing room. And if he is transphobic, then he is. I mean, then y'all cut him off all you want. But I think this is kind of I think it's a 50-50 thing, where I think we have to be a little more sensitive towards Genuine than just automatically siding with the transgender person. I mean, I have nothing against the transgender community, but I can understand how he feels because, unfortunately, though I've evolved, I do have this Neanderthal brain that sometimes kicks in on those sensitive issues. If it were for my middle son, and him schooling me on certain things, and his friends, I would probably act even worse than Genuine. Mm-hmm. I would have smacked it, yo, dude, get the off me. So. But
you know what? What's wrong with that? And I'm glad you touched on that because and I don't know if y'all saw the D.L. Hughley Breakfast Club interview. Tremendous interview.
Yeah, that was good.
Great interview, man.
That was powerful.
And he kind of spoke what Mr. Paul alluded to. It's like it could have got worse. Genuine could have smacked the fuck out of dude, like leave me alone, and people would have been in uproar. And my thing is, why would everybody would have been in the uproar with that? Dude forced himself on Genuine to try to get a kiss, and this is all the all the Weinsteins of the world, all the Bill Cosby's of the world. This is what women are against. They're against being forced upon. So what is the difference between that and what Genuine went through? D.L. Hughley said, if what's the brother name that came out and it was like he got sexually harassed. Terry Crews. They was like, if Terry Crews is a hero, so is Genuine, goddammit. You know what I mean? Because it's like he was harassed on live TV. So I mean, y'all look past the harassment just because he refused to kiss a dude who thinks himself as a girl. Like, what type of world we living in, man, where we can't have our own opinions and our own thoughts? It's like, it's cool. Even if I am transphobic, so the fuck what? If I'm not disrespecting you, I'm not disrespecting you. But don't come into my world, don't come into my element trying to make me think what you think. I can think how I want to think. Whether it be wrong or right, it's my opinion. So it's just crazy the type of times we living in, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what y'all both said is very profound. Chuck, I know you got some thoughts on the issue as well, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Bubba Paul and Pete, man. It's one of them things to where, like, in the transgender person's mind, they had known that, okay, well, Genuine may or may not be up for this, and if he's not, you have to be okay with that. Like, you can't. That's like us walking down the street and us trying to kiss every girl that we see. Like, no, that's harassment. So why is Genuine being pointed to as the perpetrator when he's actually the victim in this situation? Right? It's that double standard that's in society. It's like they pick and choose who and what the fuck, like how they want to make situations unfold. Right? So now now this is going to further push the agenda of the transgender community of what they're trying to do, and then it's going to look at Genuine and other artists like, oh well, he's homophobic. And if he is, that's his choice. So what? Right? Like we said, I have nothing against the transgender community, but that's not my cup of tea.
But sir, this was after the fact. Not because this was after the fact. The man-woman child asked Genuine would he date a trans woman. He said no. After that fucking no, that's it. It should have been done. You knew he wasn't. You know what I mean? You knew he wasn't with the shit when he said no to your question. And then you proceeded to force yourself on him anyway. Yeah. Fucking right damn there.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, can I ask a question? If you have a phobia of something, that means you're afraid of it. And if somebody tries to go ahead and force something on you that you're afraid of, isn't that bullying? Are we trying to stop that?
These are facts. These are facts, sir.
Actually, are we trying to stop bullying?
And if Genuine had an actual phobia, why in the fuck would he be on a couch with the dude with a goddamn fucking blanket? Matter of fact, Genuine, when the dude put his arms over him, he leaned back like, all right, we cool, whatever. Though I have no issue with this. Now, I personally think that's a little weird.
Yeah,
but I'm not doing that shit. But I'm just saying, if he but the argument was that he had a phobia, is what they said. So nobody's gonna have a phobia. You don't see a person that has arachnophobia and lean back in a room full of a whole bunch of host of spiders. They're not gonna do that shit. And so, it's crazy how they try to go ahead and paint, what they want it to be, though, to live out their agenda. We know what time it is, though, man.
We already know what it is, man. This is all part of the agenda of what they're trying to accomplish, man. It's crazy. Man. This is crazy.
Right. It's so obvious what's going on, man, with this homosexual agenda. Listen, you want to be homosexual, be homosexual. But when you're trying to push that onto the public and then make them seem like they're wrong for not agreeing with it, then what are we doing?
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, I think the bigger issue is them trying to push this on society and have society accept. We don't have to accept it. I mean, I respect a person's decision to make the choice that they feel is best for them. That don't mean I have to agree with it. I'm not gonna go ahead and disrespect you and call you all types of faggots and all the different names. No, I'm gonna respect you that you make that decision. That's just not my cup of tea.
Black people didn't have a problem with white people not liking us. They had a problem with white people not liking us and hanging us at the same time.
True. That's fact.
Wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
Fuck don't like me. See, my family don't like me.
Yeah. You're right. The issue is when you start hanging us. Like, okay, now that's a problem.
Right.
You don't like us, that's one thing. But now you're going around hanging us.
If a few white people that don't like me want to go ahead and fight me or maybe punch me in the face, cool. I can at least live. You know, to be robbing your culture and all that stuff and try to compare it to what we went through is bullshit. Cause, you know,
I know we got other topics to attend to, but I'm gonna end it on this note and get your thoughts on it. And I'm going back to the D.L. Hughley interview, which was fucking dope, and I really suggest y'all check it out. This whole sexual revolution or sexual harassment revolution of getting everybody the fuck out of here, all the bad men, all the bad people. D.L. Hughley had a great question. It's like, okay, how far back are we going to go? Y'all talking about the 80s and 70s with Russell Simmons and shit and Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. It's like they like, what about Thomas Jefferson? y'all got statues of this man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these women. He was like, okay, a lot of these women are upset, you know, and I get that and I understand. You know, you got to do this to make it in Hollywood. You got to watch me jerk off or suck some dick to get in Hollywood. Yeah, all that is bullshit. But what about Thomas Jefferson fucking and being like, well, you either going to fuck me or I'm going to take your kids away from you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about getting a movie role and shit. It wasn't. Why are we
living in the past?
You're right. We must get over it. You're right, sir. I'm sorry.
Get over it. What are you doing, Pete?
Never mind. I'm sorry.
Get over it. Just get over it. I don't know what's wrong with Pete.
I'm sorry, guys. You're right. So long ago. I wasn't even there when it happened.
So what's the reason your life is because one of your great-great-grandmother got raped? Get over it.
You're right.
Move on.
That's what it is. Yeah. Silly me.
What are you talking about?
Amir.
Yes, sir.
But we know one thing. From looking at you, ain't no one raped nobody in your family.
Slash me.
Give me surprised. They just think you're funny. We know that.
Oh, man.
No, actually, though, I mean, not to go too deep, though, because that was a good joke. But, yeah, actually, my grandmother is white as fuck. Actually, I want to say her grandmother is white. It was white.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my father's from Guyana, South America, though. That's a whole different story. That's a whole, yeah, we're talking about slavery and colonialism, so.
Yeah, it's another show.
That's another show. All right. I appreciate all y'all perspectives, though, man. That was dope, man. From all of y'all, Pete, that was a great topic to go ahead and broach, though, man. And I'm gonna go right into this, though. Chuck, before I go into the topic, what brought us to this topic was something that you had mentioned, and obviously it hits close to home because you actually, you know what I'm saying, don't have family in the Baltimore area, and you know what I'm saying, don't have resided in the Baltimore area and still work in the Baltimore area. So kind of give us your perspective and thoughts on what got us to this topic that I'm going to go ahead and talk about.
So last week I was, while I was at work, I was just, reading some local news, and I saw a post that said that something about the mayor of Baltimore City told students to go to local recreation centers to eat. I'm like, huh? What is this? So I started doing some reading, and ultimately last week, last week we had that big cold storm where it was like single digit temperatures.
Right. Negative.
Negative. Yeah. It was even wind chills like -10, -15. So the Baltimore City has had issues. I'm highlighting the word city because the city is where most of the African American kids live. Baltimore City has had issues with their budget as far as schooling is concerned. So they had to lay off a bunch of teachers, a bunch of staff. They had to close down some schools. So last week when it was cold, the kids were going to school with no heat. We're talking over 60 public schools where there was no heat. The kids are literally in classes with their coats and hats on, and there were teachers that were posting pictures of the kids trying to bunch together to try and stay warm. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, all right, what's the deal? Like, what's going on? Like, why is this even a case? Like, why is this the issue?
Right.
So at one point, the kids were let go of school. 'Cause I think one day last week it was like really cold, so the kids were released from school early. So this is around lunchtime, so the kids didn't eat lunch yet. So the mayor of Baltimore City says, "Hey, go to the recreation centers to eat food." Mind you, this is 60 public schools where she's saying go to the recreation centers and eat. So the mayor of Baltimore City is getting calls from the rec center saying, "Hey, we don't have enough food to feed all these kids." I'm pissed because there was no contingency plan put in place. Like, there's no charter buses coming to pick these kids up. Right? We have a bunch of fucking food places in Baltimore City. Order a bunch of food, send it to the motherfucking recreation center so these kids can eat. And unfortunately, some of these kids come from families where the financial situation is not as good. So you can imagine they're not bunched up. They don't have the proper clothing for cold weather. So now you got a bunch of kids out in the street going to recreation centers to try and get food when the recreation center doesn't even have enough fucking food. And mind you, Catherine Pugh is black. That's what pisses me off the most, is that she's a black mayor voted into by the resident, and she's not doing anything.
She's black. She's black on the outside.
On the outside, but here's the crazy thing is now they're pointing to the governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan, and he's pointing back to it's like a big fucking kid game. When you got these kids who are 7, 8, 9, 10 years old freezing their ass off in school, like this is. If you imagine you're in a classroom setting, you're trying to learn and it's cold as hell. Like you're not even thinking about what the teacher is saying. You're trying to stay warm. That's a basic primitive survival. That's like, no, it's cold. That's my first priority, to stay warm. Forget trying to learn what she's teaching me, what he's teaching me. I'm warm and my stomach is growling. I'm cold and my stomach is growling. What am I supposed to do? So go ahead, Baba Paul.
I'm sorry. I think, first of all, what we're talking about is damn near criminal. And these problems seem to always happen in black communities or communities of color. You're right. The school should be a place where the kids have some of their needs met, being safe, having shelter. You can't function if even the littlest thing can't be met. If I can't have shelter and I can't be safe from the elements outside, how can I concentrate on what's going on in the classroom? And sometimes for some kids, going to school is better than being home.
Yeah.
So if my home life is crappy and I go to the school and it's very similar to that, I can't function. Academically, it will not work for that student. That was one of the reasons why the Panthers back in the 60s had the program to feed the children before school. They had that breakfast program.
Yeah. That's
how the breakfast programs got started in the United States, the Black Panther Party. But today, we don't care enough about people. Man, yeah, you're right. The mayor's pointing here, the governor's pointing back. But as a community, it wouldn't take much for businesses to say, yo, we can't operate this way. Let us donate some food to help these kids out. Because some of those kids are going to be, at some point, workers. I think as a society, we have to start caring about people and have to give up on our individual needs. Well, not needs, our wants, because that's a problem. We focus on our wants and not the needs. I think one of the needs is to help people nowadays.
Yeah. And to piggyback off what you said, Brother Paul. So actually, one of the Coppin State University, which is actually in the city, started a GoFundMe campaign to provide heating units for some of the schools. They originally were going to raise $40,000. They actually ended up raising $80,000. So that was something positive that one of the inner city colleges were doing for the issue that Baltimore City was facing. And that's what and you just said it, right? We need local. We can't be looking to government political officials to deal with the situation. We need local universities, small businesses to help and try and battle some of the challenges that we're having. Because at the end of this is all political issues, right? While the politicians are getting their pockets fatter, our kids are in school cold as hell and they have no food to eat.
Right.
So, it's a shame, man. I don't think I've ever been. I read the article, and this all happened in like a matter of a day where I was so pissed. I actually emailed the mayor's office saying, "Hey, this is unacceptable." I just wrote like a little letter, and then I sent a tweet to Elijah Cummings saying, are you familiar with what's going on in Baltimore City right now? Like, if not, you need to look into what the fuck is going on, because this is unacceptable." I had to walk to work on one of them cold days last week. I walked a mile. When I got to work, my hands and feet were frozen. I won't say they were frozen. And I can only imagine some of these kids, 10, 12, 11 years old, having to walk to these recreation centers, and by the time they get there, they're going into hypothermia. It's absolutely diabolical. This is absolutely diabolical, demonic. I can't even put it into words how frustrated and mad I was that this happened.
I think once again, we're looking at something that seems to plague, unfortunately, a lot of our communities. I mean, it's almost like the situation with over in Michigan, in Flint.
Yeah.
Out that one area have all the bad water. So once again, in Baltimore for years, the education system has been sketchy. There have been a few schools that have done well, but because of the communities themselves being so poor, the funding, they don't get enough of the proper funding.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, the thing, like, what changes do we need to make? The changes either going to have to start at the low level, talking about the schools, and we got to do something with also the home. Mm-hmm. But if the parents don't have jobs and they can't meet their children's needs, once again, it's going to be hard for those school systems to flourish. You know, and so I guess what you really want, then you want the school to take over. Mm-hmm. And that's a big problem now, that everyone thinks that, it seems to me parents always will look at teachers to raise children, when it's actually parents who has to start doing those things. So for me, what should we do about this? Because you're right, this is a great concern. And so let's skip the political people. What can we do as a people so this does not happen again?
Ashe.
Now, I'm saying, because, see, at Now Valley Shule, there were times that we knew that certain kids weren't getting enough food, so we have food somewhere in the building where we can feed you. We would see that, if it was too cold, we had something to try to keep people warm. So that was our school was different, and it was a small school, but we tried to look into things that also helped the parents that were bringing the kids there.
Yeah.
So once again, what can we do? Forget the mayor, forget the governor, forget them people. What's our plan of attack?
Yeah. There's
go ahead.
But Paul, so I'm sure you've heard of Amos Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah. So I follow. I wish I would have met this brother when he was living, but I was still young then. I was, my teens. But I listened to a lot of his lectures on YouTube, and there's a book that he wrote. So when I was going to Morgan, Morgan HBCU, they only had one class on African history. Let me picture that. But there was African diaspora that I took, and there was a book at the time. I was a Christian, and the book that the teacher recommended was one of his books, The Falsification of African Consciousness. And I refused to read that book for years. Like I went through it because we had to write papers on it, but I refused to read that book for years. And then I read it, and it completely shifted like the way I see things, and some of the issues that we're talking about now is like, well, you're right. Like, we're looking to political people to solve our issues when the system is not even designed for us.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. Even in Buffalo, when Brother Radford was always complaining about the school system, and my thing was, brother, come on now. I mean, let's be real. The school system that you're talking about wasn't designed to educate black children. This was not set up for us.
Yeah.
Why do you keep begging someone or a system that's not designed for you? If you don't like it, you create your own. Yeah. That's what you have to do. So I'm at a point where I've heard everyone complain about things. I hear everyone still complain. I said, okay, what y'all gonna do? What do we need to do? And then when you put the plan out there for people, Oh, we ain't got the money. Okay, well, how can we go about getting the money? We have the GoFundMe thing. All right, let's do that. So, and I'm glad you had the shift in consciousness because that's the biggest part. Because I think that the conscious and the unconscious brothers all have something to say about these things. And I think we all need to come together because there's more than one way of getting to what we need to get to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, and a lot of times we don't listen to what other people have to say about this. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So, like, once again, what is it, I'm asking you, what do you think, what's the first thing we should do to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, I think we have to start educating not only the kids, obviously ourselves, but also the parents, because a lot of unfortunately our parents are ignorant, right? They rather sit and watch hip hop Wives of Atlanta, watch all this trash on TV as opposed to figuring out what's the best way to raise their kids in a system that's not designed for them, right? Exposing them to documentaries like Hidden Colors, and Amir will tell you, like, I didn't even hear of Marcus Garvey until within the past 10 years. What? And that's unfortunate because my mother's Jamaican. So within the past 10 years, Marcus Garvey's only recently come across my table. I'm like, Marcus Garvey, who's this?
Yo, can I interject for a second?
Yes, sir.
And I'm just sitting back. I was always told, man, if you want to like really know what's going on, just sit back and listen. And the dialogue between y'all is great. And this problem isn't new, right? Like shit. I mean, The Wire. I know everybody hip to the show The Wire. They used to come on HBO.
Yeah.
That came back around like shit 01, 2000.
Yeah.
And then 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And you alluded to the parents, Chuck, and shit. Sometimes you gotta realize these kids too. Parents is the definition of the word is parents. Somebody they have a child, take care of the child. You know, you do what you can for that child. Half these parents is just fucking and they nut and they got kids. You know what I mean? Like the one episode stands out to me. I'm just hearing y'all talking. It's just like shit. They talking about this in The Wire. Like kids was going home with no windows and they sleeping in coats. You know what I mean? The one dude get up early, eat breakfast, and then when everybody leaves, will walk and get the garbage, get the rest of the food that they didn't eat, and put it in his book bag and take it home to his sisters and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the parents was either cracked out or the one moms who had a drug dealer boyfriend, drug dealer in jail. She expected her little kid to take over daddy drug game to bring home to the house. That means missing out schools and shit. So what I'm saying is like, shit, you really, it's hard to expect anything from parents like that who really don't even know how to take care of themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think this is, you know, you don't. Some of the kids go to school to rely on the teachers because their parents not teaching them shit. So what I'm saying is, I don't really have a solution. I don't know. I think it's just cats gotta care more.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about yourself. You know what I mean? Like we gotta realize the justice system, like you said, justice was never for us. My dad told me that shit a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I went to a Catholic school growing up. Didn't really learn shit. I got into trouble a lot because of what I'm learning at home. Y'all telling me to do something just because it's a Catholic school, but I'm not even Catholic. You know what I mean? But then there was teachers that did care. The art teacher, cool black dude, I forgot his name, but he was a cool dude. Like, you know, you just gotta go back to fucking caring, man. I don't know, maybe there's, you know, it's more, you gotta have more to the solution, but I think that's the main thing. Like, there's no more OGs around no more, really. You know what I mean? There's shit like, I would say go back to like how the Black Panther Party used to do it, man. They had breakfast programs. They had people that walk kids to school if the parents couldn't do it, or you know the bus systems wouldn't come to their neighborhoods. They would take them to school. You know what I mean? And even if they didn't learn shit from school, there was after school programs that the Black Panther Party had to teach y'all the real shit that you need to learn to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just had it in my heart real quick. Cause like, I was going back to the series of The Wire, and it's just like, shit. It's 2018, and all this is still happening. Kids go to school just to feel warmth. Some kids go to school just to have a meal. You know what I mean? And the education that y'all giving them is not even education anyway. Like Tupac said in a documentary years ago, all these politicians, like, why do you, like the Donald, he told us about Donald Trump in 91, dog. You know what I mean? Like, why, he said, why does Donald Trump need 18 rooms in his mansion and it's 3 people? They don't give a fuck about us. We got to care about us. We got to give a fuck about us. And like Amir always alludes to, you know, he got an old soul, man. This is how he grew up. It takes a village, man. Those kids is ours too. Yeah, I tell him all the time. My son Jack, you know, you were part of teaching him some shit too. I like, that's Uncle Amir. He's part of my village that I need, because sometimes me being a parent and going through what I got to go through to not give my kid everything all at once, because he still got to be a kid. Man, still let him know, you know, just here. So it takes a village, man. You got to care again. I know I'm blabbering, but you know how emotional I get, because it's an emotional topic, man, and it's fucked up. These are kids who go hungry, who are cold. Like, these are kids, man.
Yeah.
Somebody got to care, and then we can make progress.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Good point. And it's funny that you mentioned The Wire, because originally, before I taught at Now Valley Shule, I thought I was going to Baltimore to teach. So, and to think that I would have been a part of, like, all the stuff that's going on, I guess, up until this point now, if I had gone. And when The Wire came on, the way that the white dude was teaching them about things was very similar to how I would do things, because you have to find things that appeal to your students. And you can take a lot of things and turn it into to academics. And I looked at that and I was like, I said, that dude's doing exactly what I do now when I was doing with kids in Rochester. And so it had a lot of good points to it. But one thing, when you're a teacher you care a lot, you take a lot of that baggage home sometimes with you.
That's true.
Sometimes you need to, it's hard to separate. That's why we don't have, like, all the teachers doing it, because not everyone's built that way. So some people, they just want to come in and do their, I work from 8 to 3:30.
Right.
That's it.
Clock in, clock out.
Yeah.
Right. And I know for me, I'm pretty much on my job almost every hour. Because even now when I'm teaching kids, there's some kids that have my number because I know their lives are bad. I said, just call me. And I said, just call me. And I said, you know, hit me up. If it's midnight, whatever, just let me know what's going on. I just want to make sure you're safe. And there's a couple cats now who are 20-something. And one dude told me, he's like, yo, man, I'm glad you've always been in my life. I knew this kid since he was a freshman. And he said, you've always been there for me. I can remember one time just on Facebook, he said he was stuck in Niagara Falls. And I saw it, and I inboxed him and said, yo, where you at? I'll come and get you. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I just happened to be up. And so he was like, yo, that's okay. I got a ride now. I'm good, but thank you. But it was just those little things like that, because I knew it would make a difference to him, because to me, as a teacher, 1, you never stop learning, and 2, you never stop teaching.
Right.
The lessons I was doing, once again, was life skills, and trying to have a healthy relationship with someone younger than myself. That to me was important. I think that a lot of children and a lot of students, they need that support. Everyone needs support.
Yeah.
And so when you have support, it'll make you a better person, and it can help you become better. And I don't think that we give each other enough support right now.
True.
I mean, that's nothing that we also need. I think that's something you were really talking about. And both of us were saying how people just need to care.
Right.
Just give a damn about somebody. It can make a world of difference.
Right.
I'm done talking, man.
Right. Amir, before you jump in, I just wanted to piggyback on what Brother Paul said. It's just like you alluded to, you went up to Niagara Falls at 1 a.m. and it's like that little bit of care goes a long way, man, especially for us as black men and as black folks in general. Like, I worked with underprivileged kids, and motherfuckers, they come in with the attitude, like they hate the world because they never cared. Mama never cared, daddy never cared, parents never cared. You know what I mean? A little bit of care goes a long way, especially for us. If we see somebody that we already raised in the world, we already know that the world hates us, don't like us. So if our own family don't mess with us, what's the point of caring? So because you care that little bit, that shit can go a long way. And to maybe him not being the most perfect person, but become a better person and feed off you, and then all that, it's a trickle down effect, man. And that's what we need. It goes back, like you said, it goes back to caring, man. I know, Amir, you ready to jump in, but gotta throw that in.
I mean, there's really very little I can add to that. I told y'all, brothers.
Yeah, man.
That, Robert Paul, I was one of the people
Absolutely.
that helped mold and influenced me. A lot of stuff that I say, a lot of stuff that I say on the show, or you know, what I'm saying though to y'all. You know, we just chilling or whatever though. You know, a lot of those, you know, how this come from. You know, what I'm saying though him and you know, saying though and other select people. Obviously, you know, ironically. You know, my mother, who's in the church heavy, I say this all the time, is the one that introduced me to Minister Farrakhan and got me to Nile Valley Shule. You know what I'm saying, though? You know, I don't get to Nile Valley Shule, Baba Paul, without my mom sending me to Nile Valley Shule. Obviously, it wasn't my dad. But like Minister Farrakhan said, though, man, if they don't treat you right, what makes you think they're going to teach you right? And that is, we have to always keep that in mind. This is going so good. I know the brother Jason is going to be on here soon, though, man. But this is so good, though, man. Paul, you doing anything, man? You staying a little longer?
No. Oh yeah, I got time, man.
You got time? All right. You know what, man? All right, man. Before we go ahead and get into the second topic or whatever, though, wait for the brother Jason to go ahead and call. Right, actually, he's right here. What up, Jay? See, he's about to go ahead and get on the phone, and we're going to go ahead and get into the second topic. So I'm going to go ahead and start off the question. Shit. What was her name in the movie? What was Oprah's name in Color Purple?
Was Celie? Was it Celie? Celie, I think it was.
Oh no, I know she is.
Miss Celie was Whoopi Goldberg.
I know Harpo beat. I know all I know is Harpo beat her.
Yeah.
Well, Sister Oprah was recently at the Golden Globes, and you know, saying though she talked about, you know, saying though different issues that's going on with the whole what you was talking about, what you was alluding to, Me Too movement, different things and various things and every right. What was her name? Sophia was her name. Okay. And you know, a lot of people, they look up to this broad as I don't got time to fuck around, man. They look up to this broad as someone that should be held in high regard because she's a billionaire woman, and you know what I'm saying, though, they put her out there as somebody that should be, you know what I'm saying, though, heralded or what have you. And so, you know, a lot of people are like, oh man, she should be the next president, and this and that or whatever though, and they're saying that she kind of alluded to that or whatever though. And then, you know, her I don't know what her and Gail are doing though, but I'm just gonna say her friend Gail her friend Gail said that she isn't trying to run for president in 2020. So I guess the question is, you know, because, you know, we know why she's held so high by black people, because black people look at anybody that is accepted by white people and is in high positions in white, you know, the white infrastructure. They look at them as, you know, somebody that should be held high. Barack Obama. And so, I'm being petty. Since we had a black president, and we see that he didn't do nothing for us, and as you guys were alluding to, we look to the system to help us. Is it really something that we should look to have another black president? And what do y'all think about just Oprah in general? I guess I'm gonna pass this question on to our guest first. Go on to our to brother Jason, and then y'all guys can go ahead and talk about as well, Pete and Chuck.
Well, you know, I understand the whole Oprah thing. I do. I understand the whole Oprah thing. And she came along in a time where we were bouncing back from a lot of things that the system, that we can say, already put up on us. So when we seen her on, like, the television show and everything like that, chubby black woman I mean, it gave people hope because we were losing it because we just came out of the heroin and crack era. So I understand it on that sense. And the speech was a great speech. I actually appreciated the speech and the people that she was even bringing up was good because it did give us a little bit of knowledge on that and a lot of the things that everybody hasn't known that we've gone through in such a specific way when she brought up those specific names. And when we talking about who said she should be the next black president?
Oh no, there's plenty of people that believe Oprah should run for president because she's on TV and white women love her. So. I'm being petty, but goddamn, I'm going to be it. Go ahead, though, bro. You're very diplomatic in how you're talking right now, and I appreciate that.
I'm eating my vegan meal. It changes my speech.
I'm right, fine. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Eating soup and salad, man. Just trying to make it happen. But on the president idea, I don't know about that. Like having her on that high of a level. I don't see what she would be able to do, actually. Just because white people love you don't mean they're going to let you do everything.
Oh, you know what Oprah be able to do. You get a free car.
Richard, they don't talk about the taxes that people got to pay on them and plus motherfuckers don't go get them.
Right. You ain't paying
this sign for that and pay them taxes first. Like, you ain't going to just get off. You don't see people balling after game shows. It just don't work. Everything that's under them seats, everybody had to pay for it.
Why not Oprah? We got this orange bastard in office now.
Just to cheat off.
Yeah, we let this fool in. Why not her? And I mean, let's be honest about this. We know why he's in there. Because a group of white America felt that because it was a black man in office, their country was no longer represented of them. That's why this idiot is in here. We know black folks went with that idea because they saw someone who has money, and most of us aspire to have money. He must be a brilliant man because he supposedly he has all this money. So many of us fell into that trap. There were the white people who looked at what Obama said he was going to do. But let's be honest, once again, the Republican Party held up a lot of stuff that he was trying to do. The Republican Party played hardball, and the Democrats were a bunch of pussies, and they allowed the Republicans to play them. Then they got control, and it made it even harder for Obama to do anything. Obama said the best way for him to be effective was to go through the Department of Justice. Mm-hmm. When he had his man in there, did they not go after certain people? Yes, they did. And because they went after them, they got my man out of there. He said, F this, I'm out. Obama's thing was all about justice, trying to get justice for people of color. The economic thing, that was hopefully going to happen. So when we talk about Obama didn't do anything, he really attempted to do some things. He really did. But no one talks about that. We kind of let that go. Because a lot of things in the Justice Department was done specifically for people of color. And when he spoke out against those things, what happened? White people got upset. Oh, you trying to say you're black now. Oh, that boy could have been your son. Yes, he could have been his son. He was black like him. There was nothing wrong about it. But folks got mad.
I'm not trying. I don't want to interrupt you all the way. And it's so weird to interrupt you and not be sent out in the hallway. But
I'm sorry.
I have to ask this though. Okay, you say he attempted, and I can even go with that though. But at some point, even if your attempt and your intentions are good, and to be in that corrupt system, can we say then, okay, if this guy is at this high of a position and he's attempting to do something and he can't do it, then why are we still trying to trust in this system? Is that a fair? Do you think that's fair to say?
Oh no, I hear what you're saying. At the same time, he is black.
Okay.
The president is nothing but a figurehead for the most part.
Thank
because it's everything else that really runs it. That's why he has to talk to the Senate. He's got to talk to. That's why he got to talk to all those people. They're the ones who really determine how much the president can actually do. So all we did is that we got a dark face in there, but the dark face didn't have enough support from even his own base to really make things happen. And yeah, you know what he did? Unfortunately, he went right along with the bankers and everyone else and helped them out. Which to me, that's the one thing I didn't like.
Goldman and Sachs and all of them, yeah.
Right. He gave them a break when I thought he should have penalized them the most and should have given the people the break. But that's a different story. That's a whole other story.
They were the people that supported him. They were the people that paid for his campaign.
Right. Well, right. So the thing is, well, once we talk about the president himself, that's why this idiot who's in office, that's why all them clowns, all them ballless MFs, they gonna rock with this cat because he's gonna be able to push their agenda through. Republican Party don't care about people. Shit, I don't even think the Democratic Party care about people. I know both parties don't care about the welfare of black people. And I think, and this is the problem, we need to stop thinking that everyone does. Black Lives Matter. It starts with us. Like my man said, you got to care about yourself first. And once we get those, we can make our own pacts. We can make differences. We can make people listen. But what are we willing to lose? How much suffering do we want to go through? So there's a real fight out there. And it's going to have to be, if you want to talk about it politically, you're going to have to start first in the cities, then the states. We got to start taking over first in our cities, our school boards. Then we got to reach out into the states and get in there. And then we talk about the national stage.
So you believe in a grassroots approach?
Yeah.
So to speak.
I do.
Yeah. Me too as well.
You have to.
Yeah. I think black people in this country have been so spoiled to a degree, not spoiled necessarily in reality, but spoiled like with the illusion that we're equals to them. So I think we don't think that we have to actually do that. Like we should automatically be given something without the work. It's like we've, you know what I'm saying, it's like, well, you know what I'm saying, no, we should have this or whatever, though. We're just going to pray on it, or we're just going to go ahead and beg. And, you know, I think that's what it is. Go ahead, my bad.
No, but also you got to look at who the role models are, right?
Fair enough.
I mean, when you ask kids, you know, hey, what do you be when you grow up? Oh, I want to play in the NBA. I want to be an NFL star, right? You don't hear someone saying, I want to be a political activist.
Uzi Vert.
Uzi Vert, right? Oh man, let's not even go to the music piece, please. Let's not even go to the fucking music piece. This would be a 4-hour fucking show. Let's not even go. But you're right, man. It's the role models we have today are not ideal in helping raise our young black boys and girls. It's not. Like you said earlier, like Oprah. Okay, Oprah. Wow, she got a bunch of money. What else?
You was about to say fuck Oprah. You was ready. I was going to be with you, Chuck. It almost slipped out. I'm
gonna say Oprah.
There you go. Talk that shit, man. Thank you. I was waiting for somebody to say it.
People be like, "Oh, she's this powerful black woman." Like I don't buy into the hype, man. I don't. What has she really done? Oh, I sent 500 kids through college. That's it? That's all you did was send 500 through college? Right?
Matter of fact, see, I hear what you're saying, but the same thing. But then if we flip it, what have we done?
True.
You know, how many kids am I sending to college?
True.
I'm just trying to send my kids to college right now.
Yeah.
And what I'm hoping to do is to get other young people who want to go to college. So, I mean, I don't think we should diminish the things that she has done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that can be said about a whole bunch of people.
That's true.
I mean, I don't hear that about Puffy, and I don't hear no one talking about why ain't Puffy do something. I mean, we do know that Jay-Z does give money to certain things. We know about that. We know LeBron he's doing stuff, and the fact that he's doing it, we don't even talk about it like, oh, yo, brother, we happy you doing this. We don't praise him for that. Yeah, but if he misses a jump shot, we shouldn't have gone dog him for a whole year. Oh, I remember, he missed that jumper. They could have won a championship. Fuck a championship. What about the kids? What about those other achievements?
Yeah.
So I think that at the same time, and like I said, I do understand what you're saying. We can't diminish the things that she has done. Yeah. And as a black woman in America, to make the money she's made, well, I mean, she went from nothing, and now she's at the top. She's like the Drake song. Come on now.
Started from the bottom. But brother,
oh man, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Pete. My bad. Nah, I've been talking. Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
You're right. I'm not going to diminish nothing Oprah did, because I'm not going to act like I did anything Oprah did.
Round it up.
Fuck Oprah. Listen, man.
We know. That's why Paul started laughing. He's like, yo, I know he about to say it.
Whoa. No, man. Yeah, she likes the Drake song now, because it suits her. It helps her. Man, this is the same woman who said fuck hip-hop, but then started fucking with hip-hop until her network started failing. And now we're going to bring Jay-Z and 50 Cent on the show. But you had every person that did, remember the movie Crash? Remember Ludacris was in the movie Crash? She had all the actors that was in the movie Crash except for Ludacris. No, man, fuck that. She only do shit when it benefits her. Granted, and LeBron James, I feel LeBron James is more of a philanthropist than she is, man. Like, he out here saying something when Trayvon Martin gets shot. He out here saying something about Chicago. What? It's cool to make a school in Africa, but what about the Chicago and the city that made you poppin'? What about the shit that got your show poppin'? You know what I'm saying? And we as a people, especially us, man, we gotta stop looking at celebrities and chiefs to be the president. Yeah, the speech was dope, but like D.L. Hughley said, she also did this speech in front of a room full of people who gets awards who pretend to be other people. They're not themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, I dig it, man. Oprah did a lot, but is it for the people or is it for shit that benefits you, man? Why can't we get an Oprah school in Chicago where it's needed most? You see what's going on? Hey, man, you see the pictures of her hugged up with Donald Trump. You see the pictures of her getting kissed on the cheeks by Harvey Weinstein. It's like she playing the game too. She broke the barriers. I get it. It's dope. She came from humble beginnings, man. She came a long way, and it's hard to do that, especially as a black woman. But once you get them billions and millions, it's easy to lose yourself and say fuck everybody else too. Hey, that's all I'm saying. we forget these celebrities, man. Like Brother Paul said, like we've been saying, man, let's get back to the grassroots. It starts with us as a community. It starts with us as a people. Oprah bleeds just like we bleed, man. Just because Oprah did it don't mean you can't do it. Shit. My fucking wife right now just said, can you postpone dinner because I got a business meeting? Babe, do your thing. Get it popping. She trying to get her fashion shit popping on it. Do you. What I'm saying is, those are the people too. We ain't nothing that they can do that we can't do. Shit. It goes back to caring, and it goes back to the original message of what we talking about. We got to care as a people.
Right.
Yeah, that's everything. I guess bringing it all together, man. I mean, obviously we want to see our people, you know what I'm saying, though, out there in the forefront. We love seeing them in movies. We love seeing them in other entertainment realms, TV shows and host of shows or whatever, though. And, you know what I'm saying, though, obviously, there's not many slots for host of shows, though, because Steve Harvey's on every one of them. But, we love seeing that, though. But I think we have to also get to reality and realize it's like we said in both these topics. It starts grassroots and it starts with us. I think we look to something else to help us and something that we can do for our own selves. You know what I'm saying? The Jews don't look to anybody. Who's the Jews' leader? Name them. I don't know.
Good point.
I don't know the Vietnamese leader. I don't know the Chinese leader. I don't know these people. They say for Korea it's but North Korea it's Kim Jong whatever the fuck. I don't know anybody else. For anybody else's, but black people, we always got to have somebody. And when they get shot, or if they get ostracized, or if they get put in some type of publicity, situation or whatever, though, where they get some type of scandal, then all of a sudden, saying that we're looking for the next one. Or we look to preachers who take money from us. Look, I'm not trying to be petty. I'm just saying. Shout out to Creflo Dollar. I hope you got that jet. But look, we just have to know that It starts with us though, man, and we gotta start with that, man. It starts in our own communities though, man. Yeah, I appreciate everything I just said on that topic. All right, we're gonna get into another controversial topic right here. The rapper, the brother, a very intelligent brother, by the way, though, because a lot of times when it comes to rappers, they try to paint him as just somebody, just gangster, or street this and that, whatever, though, or they're trying to say they're street wise instead of just wise. The brother Nipsey Hussle, recently just commented on a photo, in which there was a group of black brothers, dressed up suits with some young brothers, and on there. All the words, though, he alluded to the fact that, he was proud to see brothers depicted in a positive manner. With
I got what he actually said. You mind if I read it?
Okay. No, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. He had a picture of, positive brothers, and what he wrote under it was, they gonna feed us every image of our men and boys, but this one, no hyper-violent, no homosexual, no abandoners. Just strong black men and young men. Respect to my big homies.
Yeah, yeah, and that's very deep. And I appreciate you, Keith, for reading that though, because I forgot exactly what he said. But I knew that what was targeted in that statement was the fact that about the homosexual part. Here we go again. Mm-hmm. Hashtag we with you genuine. And justice for genuine. And and so I just wanted to ask y'all, do y'all God, it's a shame that we gotta ask this fucking question. But do y'all think that it was fair foul? Because the person that came at him said that, why do you make it seem like being homosexual was weak? He said, hold up, you got it wrong, brother. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
I got that too.
You have that too. Please break that down. We need that breakdown.
Yeah. I ain't got it. And quote, I ain't got to be politically correct because I ain't standing on nobody else's platform. I believe in love and acceptance, but you ain't gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Nah, I see what's going on. Y'all should too. Love.
Oh. And I love that he said that, because what he's saying is that, listen, and I said this about the homosexual agenda. It's not about being homosexual. It's about the agenda. It's about what you try to push out there and make it seem like that this is what it is, and try to push it out to have people be a certain way that they may not even think to be, especially your children, your child. You mimic things, period. So if you're seeing this all the time, you may not think this way, though, but you don't know to not think this way if this is what the image is. Just like when you was little, you wanted to be a fucking Ninja Turtle.
Yes, I did.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Raphael on the roof in the movie. But that's what they do. And so, he was just saying that though, and I respect that, brother. So do y'all think that is fair or foul? In the comments that he said, I guess I'll start with our guest, and then we'll go ahead and I can go ahead around the room and say y'all thoughts.
Well, it wasn't wrong for him to say that at all. Like, because, as you said, with the agenda, like, that's put out there and pushed so much now. Like, people, you love who you love and all that, but, like, it's going deeper, like, to where I can't even explain it right without being, like, messed up. Yeah, like, it's too much. Like, you can be who you want to be. We all knew people growing up who was like that and things like, but the way it's portrayed now is like it's supposed to be the new normal, I should say. It's like the new normal, and I don't know, it's too much. It's just too much. I ain't got much left. It's just too much.
Brother Paul.
Oh, okay. Well, I was reading I was reading Nipsey Hussle and all the responses and everything. I agree with what he had to say, and I think that for people to focus on the homosexual thing, that's really minute in considering the point he was trying to make. But unfortunately, he was adding that part in there. Once again, we have to then go talk about black community and our feelings about homosexuality. And I think that's another topic in itself. And let's be honest, that the black community is still trying to deal with homosexuality, even though it's been in our community for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our greatest leaders during the civil rights movement, they were gay.
James Baldwin.
Believe it or not. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of stuff that happened during the civil rights and the whole Black Power movement was helped due to gay black men.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that's happened over the years is that it's, I think they're trying to, there's nothing wrong with being homosexual. And it's just that I think we've all gotten used to seeing heterosexual things. And everyone feels like now it's being pushed on us. Well, you can say the same thing about a lot of heterosexual things. You know, what are things that have been pushed on us before? Like, that's why men have a hard time believing, like, gang rape. There were a ton of movies that used to have gang rape situations. And it became, a guy's fantasy. Me and my boy, we're going to get up on this girl. Well, people don't always think that way, but what happened, it was things that were being presented to us constantly, and that became the new norm. The homosexual thing, it is what it is. And I think people are sometimes a little too, some people can be very sensitive about it. Because to me, I'm very sensitive about blackness. I know there are times where, I see it right away. What you trying to say? And I'll get mad at you. But okay. But I have to sometimes realize that maybe that's not the big picture. That's not the specific picture we need at that time. See, the thing is, he was just trying to say what a good thing was to see these young men dressed the way they were. Mm-hmm. We don't normally see this. No one talked about no hyper-violent. So what is that about? Oh, he could have been attacking the entertainment industry. All the damn movies we get where we see only angry black men or the drug dealers. But no one talked about that. No abandoners. Oh, no one talked about. Is anyone upset about that? Well, we are upset with the no homosexual thing.
Preach.
Well, there are a lot of points in there that he made, but the homosexual thing, that's what everyone's talking about. And he doesn't have to be politically correct for anybody. He's not running for office. And once again, he is just an entertainer. He has a right to his opinion. And if you don't like it, don't support him.
I got any thoughts? I know. We don't go. I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you.
I'm sorry. I mean, to me, it's, once again, I think it's one of those things that really, I mean, we this is what we're going to spend our time worried about? So the brother just said, no homo, no homosexual. Okay. So that's his thing. Let it be. Let's focus on this other stuff that's written in here.
Let's focus on the beer. Yeah. Focus on the big picture.
That was the bigger picture. The bigger picture was how these young brothers look in this picture. So, to me, that part doesn't. I'm sick of hearing about. I'm kind of like y'all in some ways that the whole homosexual thing gets played up a lot, and especially being. I think for many of us feel as though our thing is not played out as much as that is, because we know politically you do not want to upset the homosexual community right now, because that's suicide for you. That's why in entertainment you don't mess with the Jews. Because that means that's going to be suicide for you. And we just want our issues to be met and felt when these things happen. And I think right now we're kind of getting it with that whole shithole comment made by your dumb president. For once, we're starting to see people come out and say, what about black people? But this thing about Nipsey, man, they need to just go on with that. Need to forget that. Keep it pushing. Boy can spit. Let him spit his bars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up so much
time.
No,
man. You
all right.
Yeah. And
everything's so soft these days.
Everything's so soft. And I like what you said, Brother Paul, when you said that, sometimes we focus on like the wrong shit. And when you were talking, it brought up a situation where Boyce Watkins, he was scheduled to speak at UCLA on the panel with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. One of the newscasters from CNN, I think Angela, I could be wrong, I forgot what her name was. But long story short, he had booked his hotel, booked plane tickets, and the night before, he didn't get a phone call he got a message saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, but your views don't align with our values here at UCLA. We can no longer bring you in as a speaker." Right the night before he's supposed to speak. So he puts a post on Facebook, and he titles the video, "I think I was just kicked off of UCLA campus." And when I tell you and I started going through the comments to see what people were saying. When I tell you, there was one brother on there, and he was talking to Boyce's manager. And when I tell you, his main issue with the whole situation was that he titled his fucking video, "I think I was just kicked off of UCLA campus." And he was saying, well, if he wasn't really kicked off campus, then why would he put that as a title? I'm like, are you serious? Like that's your focus right now. Is he titled his video, "I was just kicked off UCLA campus." And she's explaining to him everything that happened and how this is inconvenient and this is wrong morally and whatever situation. His main focus was he titled his video, "I think I was just kicked off UCLA campus." And I'm sitting there and I was going to comment, but Pete and Amir know, like, once I start going back and forth with people on social media, I get into my feelings and I can just start just going and going and going. But it just mind boggled me. Like, this is Boyce Watkins was like, he's an advocate for the black community. And you're mad that he titled his video, "He was just kicked off UCLA campus." That's your beef with him right now. So it's just the mindset, man. It's utterly crazy, the mindset. And I think what happens is, and it's funny, like, we never notice how whenever black issues start coming onto the scene, they try and divert it with other issues. Like, for example, Black Lives Matter. That was a big thing for a while. And then, all lives matter. And then when we started doing the kneeling thing, this is police brutality. This is about the flag, respecting the country, military. Right. And now the whole homosexual transgender thing is coming onto the scene. So it's kind of pushing the black agenda out of the picture. That's what they really want to do.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. This is crazy.
I agree with that.
Soft.
Soft. That's all you say. Go ahead, Brother Pete.
Look, man. These motherfuckers worrying about one part of what Nipsey Hussle said. Meanwhile, this tax bill they about to pass is about to make Trump and his motherfucking people some bread. Not Wonder's bread, not the white bread, but the bread.
White bread. No, it's white bread. Believe you me.
It's definitely white. Right. It's definitely white bread. You know what I mean? So I say, man. I'm looking at one name, like, I don't know what the fuck he do in Trump's regime, but he's standing to make $13 million off of it. Like, they showing the fucking numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so while we sweating, and what Nipsey Hussle saying is true. We know what it is. He knows about the agenda. Fucking a strong, masculine, heterosexual black man. They're trying to extinct them motherfuckers. They trying to make that abnormal. They don't want a strong black man to be the goal, to be the vision. A smart dude, take care of his family, take care of his own. They want to see someone the tap dancers and all. You know what I mean? So it's an agenda. He's not disrespecting the love of it. He's not disrespecting nobody who wants to go down that road. All he's saying is that the picture that he was showing of some strong black men who were doctors, Lord, everybody that accomplished some shit without being a drug dealer, without being a rapper, without a chain on his neck, without fucking lipstick on his face, without being flamboyant, just a chill dude. He was showing that, like, this is becoming a rarity to everything else. And he didn't just say gay. He didn't just say gay. He didn't even start off with gay. He started off with the violent, the ultra-violent. You know what I mean? So who he disrespected? And then he said the abandoners. So what you mean? I don't take care of my kids? You saying black men don't take care of their kids? Like, come on, man. Yo, wake the fuck up, yo. Like, this is what's going on. And let's have a conversation about it on how we can come up, too. Because Donald Trump and them boys damn sure coming up. We need to come up. We need to come up. And that's all Nipsey Hussle message was. And that was it. And he's like Brother Paul said, he doesn't have to be politically correct for anybody. He's a rapper. He's an entertainer. But he also a smart dude that came from the hood, who's making his bread, who's an entrepreneur. He's also a businessman. He's also a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Yo, this is what we need to worry about. Not this. We need to worry about this.
Yeah, I mean, the imagery is everything. I mean, like you alluded to, and I actually watched the movie Marshall for the first time 2 days ago, and I didn't even know about Langston Hughes and his supposed homosexuality though. But we're not talking about their lifestyle. We're talking about the imagery.
Yeah.
And you can have that lifestyle, but still present yourself as a grown ass man and not fucking walking around with a purse and a dress. That's what he's saying. Looking like some little punk. Chris Rock even said it a long time ago. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be gay to be a faggot.
I understand the sensibility of it. Because I don't understand. Like, dude, they be doing too much. Like, yo, how you ain't grow up talking like that? Like, yo, what happened? Like, that's not a gene in your body. Like, you see the real feminine ones. That's what I ain't taking jabs. It's just like, why do you have to be hyper into that and smacking your lips and gums with?
Stop popping that gum.
Like, yo. But that was his message. None of that stuff that's been pushed on us and things and how we've been viewed and all of that. Because they always try to find a way to make us look reckless.
I don't give a damn who you fuck, man. You can still be like a man. You still act like one. Do what you do. I don't give a fuck what you do in the barnyard. I just shed. You know what I'm saying, though? But we trying to raise young men to be men. We don't got time to play around and you are walking around here in high heels and dresses and all that stuff saying that that's what it is. We got time for that. Absolutely not. We're trying to. We got way more issues to battle. This shit. We got other shit we got to deal with first. We even get into all of that. This is what he's saying. And if you're not with him, then shit, you against us. That's how I feel. If you're not with us, you're against us. And that's what he. And I respect that brother for standing on his you know what I'm saying, on his 10 toes, man, and going ahead and 10 toes down, man. Props out to Nipsey Hussle. That's how I feel.
Meyer said they was fucking in our house.
Real quick, man.
In the shed.
I think.
Yeah. Before boys move on, I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant for saying this, but I just want to shout out to the Black LGBT community. Yo, remember y'all black first, man. Before you fuck whoever you fuck. Because at the end of the day, Nipsey Hussle was talking about black people in the whole. Yeah, the picture was of black men, and, and he was talking about what he was talking about. But when we talk about black men, we talking about black folks. So all of
and black women too. Y'all. We are getting to this women's right movement. Remember, y'all. Remember. Shout out to what they did to Jamel Hill. Where were the women's movement then?
Well, the women's movement only means white women's movement.
That does. Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct.
Shout out to Margaret Sanger, that racist prick.
Oh my God.
Planned Parenthood. But we're not even gonna get into that because we can go all the time though. And trust me, brother Paul, Papa Paul, you will be on another show with us though. He said he's Kevin Love.
I made it.
He's alone, man.
Look at me.
Look at me. But I'm gonna go ahead and briefly talk about this though. We gotta address it, man. H&M, coolest monkey in the jungle.
Oh God!
There we go. Right. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it just briefly because
they've been racist though. They've been racist. Like every time they do something racist and get called out, that's when they want to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," but it's always against black people.
Right.
We get in this shit right here and right now. His mom didn't give a fuck, so neither should we. Let's move on to the next topic. And what the fuck do we got to concentrate on? We always mad at shit. That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new.
Go ahead, Robert Paul.
No. The part that's right, but the thing is that we also have to remember that all black people everywhere in the world don't all think alike, and have not been through the same experiences. And the thing is, black people in America, yes, we see that's highly racist. We know it right off the bat. And we know all the other companies, and we know white folks really know it, but they want to play stupid. But then you look at black people in other places who really don't get that all the time. And they're like, oh, it is what it is, just a shirt. And that's what it says. And I'm just going to let my kid do this because he needs to make this money. We need to make this money.
You need this bread, Chief.
So I think that some of that whole H&M thing, I mean, some of that could be just people who are ignorant. Now, whoever decided that was a good look, they should be fired because they should have seen that a mile away, and they knew better.
That's on purpose. That imagery was on
purpose. What do we expect when you in a room full of white people talking about multicultural shit? Ain't no black. They probably don't even have a black person on their team. This is what we gonna do. They gonna think this shit cool, right? Yeah, thumbs up. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like we know what these companies are.
I mean, because I still have the saltiest cracker shirt that I'm waiting to highlight.
Let's get petty. Let's get petty.
Hashtag Justice for Genuine.
The saltiest cracker. Oh man, you gotta love it, man. Shout out to Ritz. Jeez, man. Chuck, is there anything you want to say on that though?
No. I mean, I agree with Pete. It's I think the mother even put a status on Facebook saying, "Oh, this is my kid. I don't care. Are y'all too sensitive or whatever?" So she's just an ignorant black person. So there's nothing we can do about that.
Ignorant black person. Once I said, she said, "Hi, I'm the mom." She spelled mom M-U-M. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Like she's from
No, but remember,
but it's the same
Nigerian, right? She's Nigerian, right? She's Nigerian, the mother.
Yeah.
And is she in England?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from over.
Because the mom. Cause now you're being petty. The mom. But the thing is, but once again, that speaks to, English people, black folks in other places don't get what we go through. African people, they think the way we act over there, like we don't respect certain things that go on here. Like they don't understand the things that we go through. Because they get the same pictures that are sent to them. Oh, lazy black folks over there. They come over here and they're working hard, and then why aren't you doing like I'm doing? So we have to remember that a lot of stuff, the optics of things changes from continent to continent. The only people that are really put down the most is us here in America.
Yeah.
Everyone else is allowed to come over here and, they're different. People don't mind someone from the Sudan so much doing certain things. They'll let you kind of come up. But you being here in America, you're not given the same opportunities because a lot of people always feel, well, you're already here, so you know better. But we got walls in front of us all the time. There's always something stopping us. And either we have to climb over it, break through it, or try to get around it somehow. So when we look at these things, we have to realize that all black people, we're not going to all think alike. And I agree. I want to be petty. That's why I want that shirt to get out there once again. The sausage cracker in the box. Look for some white people to wear that shirt.
Yeah, man. You know what? Listen, that black. But here's the thing, though, Robert Paul, and I gotta say it. Didn't that black mother sound like every black mother here in America? that fucking tells people when they say something, this is my child, and shut the fuck up. Not saying that's all black mothers. What I'm saying is there is a similarity in this whole idea that don't say anything because this is my child. This my child thing, as if as if this is something that's just an accessory of theirs. You know what I'm saying? Though, you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy. Like, that shows, like, now you can't, the neighborhood don't make sure your kid is all right or disciplined anymore. Like, everybody, it used to take a village to raise a child. Now the mother or parents, period, said, F the village, this is on me. And that's what's crazy also, because that broke up the unity. That's how we had neighborhoods back in the day. Everybody took care of everybody. Nowadays, everybody's so quick to run off and pop off at the mouth off of the smallest thing.
But the system took care of that.
Where you're coming from with that, Meyer, like, that's nuts to me.
Yeah.
Like, that is
because
crazy.
what happened was that, you know, back in the day, and I don't want to go too far into it though. Back in the day though, there were a matter of fact, the crazy part is that you find that the women, the females that that can have the most children are usually the ones that shouldn't have children in the first place. So we, and then, but they're allowed now to actually go ahead and raise them. Back in the day, you know, grandma said, "No, give me your children." No, bitch, you're not the one to raise them. Give them to me. You make them. I'll take care of them. We'll take care of them. You go and do what you go and do. You go ahead and.
Me personally, man, I think it happened when grandmother started being 38.
Mm.
Yeah, grandma. It's apparent, like I say in the run, it's apparent that it's very apparent that the parents want to be the children want to be the parents. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but when did that really happen?
The 80s, probably on crack.
We really gonna talk about
the 70s.
The crack. The crack epidemic.
Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. So, if you say it happened like in the 70s, what was happening in black communities in the 70s? That's when the heroin
was torn apart by heroin. Torn apart by heroin daddies, and the 80s killed crack babies or mamas.
Exactly.
Yep.
So then the dynamics of the families changed. We now had children becoming parents because the parents were strung out.
Yeah, so they got to take care of the household.
The family, it became dysfunctional. So this is what now you look at where you have those younger parents. The attitudes change then.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, right. I mean, you have a point, but for us, everything goes back to certain points of history where you look back and say, what happened? Why do we think this way? Because of this. Mm-hmm. We still got to admit there's cultural trauma, and that we need mental health. We have a mental health issue.
70s killed the black man. The 80s killed the black woman. Well, the mother.
Corey Holcomb said this. He said every black person that he meets, he knows they're sick somehow. We're all sick. We're dealing with sickness. You can't deal with the type of racism that we deal with and not be mentally ill in some way.
Ingrained.
That's true.
You can't have a picture of a white Jesus to worship and not be sick. And then the very person that's supposed to save you is the very person that's enslaving you.
I think, you know what?
Take you for a loop.
No, actually, Amos Wilson said that in one of his talks. He says that in order for us to survive in that type of, I guess, context, we have to be out of our minds, and that was literally the words he used.
Yeah.
In order for us to function in that capacity, we have to actually be out of our minds. And when I heard that shit, I'm like, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. So we have to be unauthentic in order to deal in the system. I was like, yo, that shit was
black
deep,
people
man.
are thriving
the
under
original
chaos.
man has to do that. Yeah,
we're thriving under a chaotic mind.
Yeah,
we're still thriving, which tells you how strong we are. Which is why, it's no way that an oppressed people should still have people still jealous of them because they know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Because if you have somebody oppressed, you don't be jealous of somebody.
Yeah.
Why are you still trying to go ahead and do things to go ahead? Because you know who we are.
Yeah.
And you know how strong we are. The problem is that we don't.
That's true, and that's the reason why. And that's why they don't teach African history in schools. Especially when I said earlier, when I was going to Morgan, they had one class out of 4 years of schooling, one class on African history.
Crazy.
At Morgan?
At Morgan. What? I was devastated.
Yo, that's wild.
I took two semesters of American history. There was American History 101, American History 102, 2 semesters, which would be equal like 16 weeks. There was one class, one semester of African history at an HBCU. But the problem is
you got to walk around with a dashiki. But come on, man.
Well, the problem is HBCUs, they get their funding from white people. Like they can't, like there's black people don't support HBCUs enough for them to be self-sustaining. So they have to get their funding from white people, right? And of course you get money from white people. Look, these are the classes you're going to teach.
They give you the curriculum.
That's it.
Yeah, but that was the death of the shoelace. That's exactly why the shoelace.
What did you say about Paul?
That's why we had the death of the shoelace, because
speak on it.
When Brother Hare said he wanted to bring in get some government funding, everyone said, "Oh no, if we do that, that means we're going to be beholden to these white people." And I used to tell them, I said, "No, it doesn't." I said, "Listen, we can have two sets of things that we do in the classroom." I said, "I'm more than prepared." I said, "This is the curriculum we show them. This is what we do. Now, this is the real curriculum that we do."
Oh, that'd be lovely.
We could have done that, but nobody wanted to do that. They were too worried about, they're gonna find out about us.
Yeah,
and I was like, why are you worried?
That wasn't the problem. The problem is that you were the one that came up with it, and they didn't like that. They wanted to be the ones to come up with the idea and be in control. So bump that idea. That was the problem, and we know what time it is. I'll say it if you ain't got to say it. My bridges were burned at 10 years old. So I'll say it for you. But that's what it is, and that's the problem that we have. Too many people that want to go ahead and be the ones to be at the forefront instead of having united front. Again, like I said, we don't know the Jewish leader, but everybody in black wants to be the one that wants to be in the front. They want to be this. They want to be the culture. They want to be this. They want to be that. We don't need all that. And if we do have that, we don't need everybody. We don't need outside entities to know it.
Al Sharpton.
Wasn't Woody Allen the leader of the Jews?
Huh?
Wasn't Woody Allen the leader of the Jews?
No, he's the leader. He's the leader of the. Woody Allen's the leader of the pedophiles. Shout out to Hollywood.
Yeah, with a wizard cape.
It could be Jerry Seinfeld.
Fucked his own stepdaughter, this sick fuck.
It could be Jerry Seinfeld.
Damn.
Hey man, we just gonna speak the truth though. Shout out that I appreciate that petty right there, Papa Paul. Listen, I was gonna go ahead on the Eminem button, Bizarre, 50 Cent. I want to talk about that. We're gonna get right into the sports.
I'm here.
Sports. Okay.
Let's get a little bit into the sports before we go ahead and get into these bars. I know, I know Paul. You know what I'm saying, Baba Paul. I know you love, you know what I'm saying, though, hearing music or whatever though. And these brothers right here can spit. They're gonna go ahead and spit some bars at the end of the show. But no doubt. But we're gonna go ahead and recap on the last week's game. Bills' first playoff game. Shout out to them, man. Out to the Buffalo Bills. Everyone out here hating.
Still a shout. Still a shout to them, man. They did it.
We lost. We wasn't supposed to be there.
It's the Bills. Can we really be upset?
Backup. You know what I'm saying, though? Shout out to a black quarterback being the one to go ahead and end the drought, though. But he's not that guy that's going to go ahead and get us to the Super Bowl, and he never was going to be that guy. He got us to the playoffs.
He got us our first playoff.
So what are y'all thoughts on that playoff game? Us, the Bills, you know what I'm saying, getting actually to the playoffs, and then what do y'all think about the team moving forward?
I don't think it went well, as we've seen by the score, but the game. Fair enough. It didn't go well, but it didn't go terribly. It just happened. It's Buffalo. You learn to accept these things. Now, I know Pete will have the more in-depth thought and breakdown analysis of it.
I'm going last.
That game was just effed up, man. That game was effed up. Highs and lows. Just Buffalo at its finest.
That's it?
That
was it,
man.
He said it was effed up. Yeah.
It was just effed up, man. But, because we got so hyped. We really believed got let down. We got let down bad.
Well, okay. So, all right. So you fell for the hype, and that's okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, for a whole week, people were nice to each other in Buffalo. There were a few skinheads that saw me wear Bill's jacket. They said, "Yeah, brother, yeah."
Exactly.
Okay, so we had that. That was nice. That was cool.
And went back to their
like
black hating ways.
That's right. They weren't even supposed to be there. So the fact that they got there was a good thing. Okay, so let's be honest. I mean, I love having a black quarterback, and I root for the brother, but unfortunately, he's not the answer.
No, not at all.
That's the truth. I mean, so far, I jokingly called him OC Killer. He's now official Wu-Tang member.
I said OC. No, man. No,
Damn.
He gone through 3 offensive coordinators, and he's had the same stats with all 3. So either all 3 were bums, or he's just not that good.
Rick Dennison was trash, man. Like he was trash. He should have never came.
I think it's both.
They don't adjust to the man, but he do miss him. Yeah. Let me chill. It ain't my turn yet. I'm sorry.
Tyrod is a backup. He's a backup, and he's a backup, and he's a backup. That's what he is. But a backup goes to the playoffs. So,
Yeah, that's true. But this coordinator was trash, man. I'm telling y'all.
No doubt. Ryan Dennison was ass. He should
have never been signed, fam. That's what I'm saying. You adjust to your play. You adjust to your quarterback, man. If your quarterback can't take 5 steps like Aaron Rodgers, you got to make him do what to do and use his skills. Yo, we could have won that damn game. Our defense was balling. We had the top running deep offense in the league couldn't do shit. Leonard Fournette couldn't do nothing all game. You know what I'm saying? And the interception wasn't the interception that ended the game, and it was pass interference. We don't talk about that. It was some key drops in the game. Zay Jones had a drop. Charles Clay had a few drops. Deontay Thompson had some drops. Nick Leary had dropped a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fucking mistakes. We could have won that game. Jacksonville was trash. They should not have won that game. But yeah, Tyrod is going to be Tyrod. He's not going to grow to be something he ain't. But it was some throws that he missed. Matter of fact, the last throw where he got smacked, he had Deontay Thompson open on the right on the flat chilling, and the curl he could have went out of bounds and would have saved us some time, but he got smacked trying to scramble. His pre-read snaps is trash, and he can't see the field all the way. But Dennison ain't used him like he could have used him. And, we do need some help on wide receiver end and all of that. But it was a good season. 18. The drought is fucking over. We back. I'm going to get these boys. Now McDermott got to do what he got to do. He got to make a team. So we got to see what we're going to do in free agency and with the drafts and the picks and all that. So I got to give my synopsis after the off season is done. Wait till the draft.
Oh, wait, I want to say one more thing. Because you mentioned the receivers. That's funny because for the past 2 years, they say, man, these receivers for the Bills are trash. Okay, let's see. Marquise Goodwin, he went to San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, why do they do nothing? They say they ain't do that this year. Don't do that.
Okay, wait. What about Robert Woods?
Robert Woods was down there anyway. He was using Robert Woods. Come on, bro.
Sammy Watkins. Okay, he didn't do too badly this year. All right, come on now. Listen.
Levels of petty are rising.
I get it.
So let's
a lot has happened today.
I do receivers.
Yo, come on, let's face it. The offensive coordinator and the quarterback have been sketchy for 3 years now.
You're right.
The coordinator has not been able to use the quarterback properly, and sometimes the quarterback just has been butt-ass trash.
I agree. I'm just saying it's not all on Tyrod. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not all on Tyrod. But I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong, sir, at all.
I'm also agreeing with you, too.
Oh, shit.
We've got the free genuine again?
Justice for genuine.
Can I add one more?
Yeah.
Can I add one more?
Go ahead.
Fuck Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Oh, join the club.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to get mine plug in. There you go.
There you go. I'll rock with that.
So we got the saltiest cracker in the box. We got Justice Genuine, and we got hashtag fuck Steve Harvey.
Fuck Steve Harvey.
This is fuck Steve Harvey. Fuck Steve Harvey.
Don't forget fuck Oprah too. We got fuck Oprah. Hashtag fuck Oprah.
Yeah, fuck Oprah and Justice for Stedman. God damn it. Shout out.
Justice for Stedman.
Justice for Stedman. That nigga ain't getting none of her money. He ain't married. He deserves half. That nigga done stuck around since the 80s. God damn it. It's 2018. Fuck that, Oprah, you bitch. You goddamn making my honest man.
Yo, can I have something?
That nigga looking like Snoopy up there. Lost his shit.
Yeah, I got one question, right? Look,
he was lost in that seat. Stedman might rock.
If the roles were reversed, bruh. If the roles were reversed, tell me all of the women in the world would be spazzing on Stedman, nigga. Like, why did you marry that? Blah, blah, blah. Even when she took the 70s, nigga. She didn't give you this, that. Come on, son. My brother.
Nigga, our whole Facebook timeline will be nothing but Waiting to Exhale soundtrack songs.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I was gonna get into man. Listen, man. I was gonna go ahead and get into it though, man. But it was such a beautiful show, though, man. I'm not even gonna go ahead and even mention who's playing today and all that stuff. Y'all ready to get into these bars, though, man?
Hello, man.
All right, so you know what? I ain't got nothing today. I'm writing nothing today. You know what I mean? A brother was chilling, you know what I'm saying, though. You know, I'm leaning off these, you know what I mean? I'm not going to mention what beer I'm drinking, though, because goddamn, free, goddamn. But, you know.
It's your birthday.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. Which one of y'all brothers want to go first? JP Moore Green. Good old man, Robert Paul, get ready to listen to some real bars right now, man.
So people, I just need you boys to listen, man. I had fucked up last week, but this is for my pops. Keep your head up. We're going to do what we do. We're going to bring it back.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
yes, sir.
Nobody wins when the family feuds, but if you show fake love so the family's rude. Don't get it twisted. I ain't bitching. I'm just cautious now. Realness is a rarity in society now, so listen. In this world full of fake shit and hashtags, I bob and weave through this weak era of sad crabs in the barrel, because they bring you down. Self-hatred is mighty real, kid, so get from round. Anybody showing fake love, family or friends, in this world full of Daniels and this lion's den. Not the den that they talk about in Bible chapters, but the den with the thieves and the lion actors. Look, it's cool to be you, trust me, I know now. And if the pennies say otherwise, they some fucking clowns. The regular folks get mad because they not it. How can you be a god if you not creative? I'm still here to make my father proud. So till my last breath gone, greatness starts right now. From here on out, I peep the wolves in sheep clothing. If opportunity don't knock, I'll kick that door open. Prop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the clown joint, and then he added the it. I like how you go ahead and I peeped that. I peeped that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Though that's just one part. That's the P and the green part. But you have a J and a more part of JP Moore Green that also needs to go ahead and spit. Brother, spit these fucking bars. Let's go, man.
They keep lying. Who gonna tell it? Boardwalk Empire. Keep selling. Lies and cameras. Get better answers. Get better skills. Rhyme lies or rhyme will. Find a trade because this rap shit is ours. Rhyme at the back of cereal boxes for hours. The twin sours, we still shine. Exposed to fakes and snakes, man, it's our time. I'm scrabbled with this wordplay. Sending me out, bless them, baptism, water glistens where Judas, I gotta wet them. I miss gravity, the skill I have entered is through the roof, the equators, the equations. Mastermind my groove. Boys say they ballin', I slam them against the board. Same birthday as LeBron, gift of the Capricorns. Y'all took fake it till you make it real literal. I see, because what I spy with my third eye is make-believe. Samsung minds, they out of the galaxy. I'm hot hands versus shackless. Rappers can't handle me. Can't handle the rarity. We did it cut of hunger. See, this didn't let us in. We saw the window open. Enlightened by OGs, these dummies just wasn't bright enough. Money plays two ways, like Motorola's was double Dutch. P likes a Dutch. Let's have a moment of silence. Got my bullets from Drake, so I just kill him. What kind is gone?
Let's go. Mean.
Bars.
Mean.
Everybody just can't come up here, B. Everybody just can't come up here.
Drop that bomb, nigga.
It's over for you mumble rappers.
It's over for you mumble rappers. Shout out, man. Oh man. Even though in life he's a cornball, you got to give Funk Flex that though, man. He does. Yeah. You know,
he's passionate about his music.
The business. You know, in life, you know.
Yeah.
But he's a legend in the business, yo. Those some bars. Hey, what you think? What's your take on that, Papa Paul?
Those were nice. Those were good bars. I like that. It was sort of positive.
That's greatly appreciated, brother.
Yo, that was good. See, that's rap from like my era. That I can appreciate. Yeah. I can sit there and I can listen. Oh yeah, okay. I know where he's going. Okay, yeah, spit that. I like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, this stuff out today that is nice, but I get tired of hearing about.
It's cute.
You know, the Xanax, Molly's, you know, hoes. All right, I get it. You're high all the time. Yay! I got it.
I said yay.
Exactly. But there's more to life than just getting high. And I think, once again, so the young have to be fed something as well. What you put out in the universe is going to go into many things. And the children are the ones who listen to all of it. You know, people always say that, you know, rap is really for young cats to come up, but it's always the older cats that are always the ones who make all the decisions and make all the money at it, really. Young cats they come in young, and then they do all right. But as they get older, they really start running the business of it. And so I think we need to start putting that more positive stuff out there. I mean, we can still have the mumble rappers, and when we have them, that's fine. We have the trashy rappers. We have all the other rappers, but we need to have something. We need to have balance. We don't have balance anymore. And what y'all just did,
they took that all away.
I think, like, hearing that from y'all, and that was a nice balance, because I know Amir, he's real ratchet. So I can imagine if he was going to spit something, what it might sound like. But I also know that as a person, there's two sides, and that's what makes everything good, when you get the positive and the negative. And like I said, once again, you know, hearing you brothers talk and hear y'all spit, you know, that was refreshing.
Appreciate that, sir.
Thank you once again, sir. Thank you. Yeah, let me about the duality of things. Now we only get one side and don't get exposed to anything else, which limits everybody and boxes the brain in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to take drugs just for your man to expand, your mind to expand.
Right. Yeah, so Jay hit with the professor side of it.
So Amir, spit yours.
No, I didn't have nothing. I'm chilling today. It's my birthday. I ain't writing shit. I ain't writing shit. I ain't even calling nobody. I have chilled out, man. I was trying to just make sure.
Show today, fellas.
There's this, but I will have something though. And about all right, before we, you know what I'm saying though, as always, you know what I'm saying though, we gotta give it up to our guest here, man. Papa Paul.
I wish I had the sound effects.
Yes, sir.
Right.
What?
Let's call Cameron, man.
Yeah,
Paul
like
Cameron.
Paul Cameron.
I don't, you know what I'm saying though, you know, matter of fact, it was your last name that made me know about the place in West Africa, Cameroon.
Cameron, right? Yeah.
Nice method of discovery.
Yeah.
You know, funny thing, I'm doing that whole 23andMe, so hopefully I can come back with something good. You know, if I say I got too much white going on, I will commit suicide. I'm
prepared for it. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for that.
I was playing around. This being funny black guy. That's all. Yeah, the whole Cameron name, that's funny. I'm glad that it came about. But seriously, I appreciate just coming on the show and having a chance to kick it with y'all. I thought it was really interesting. And Amir always knows that I'm not 24 hours black power. I have moments where, I can be ratchet because I have to admit I do watch Love and Hip Hop. I do get great entertainment out of watching a train wreck. It gives me great pleasure sometimes. I sit and laugh and go, "That's stupid. He did that all wrong," And so,
look at these fools,
and I hear from my family. They say, "I can't believe you. Such a bright man who will watch that dumb show." But hey, it's entertainment. It's right. That's my balance because I watch CNN and MSNBC all the time, and I'm listening to Black Talk Radio. So I have to balance balance out my anger with a little stupidity, so I can go in the next day and try to be sane.
Right. Because if you listen to all black in consciousness, you might kill a cracker. I mean, that's just reality. If you do all the time, and you know not only what your people have been through and what you've been through, what they're still go ahead and engineer, and you like, yo, I'm. But they take it there. I can only imagine when Roots first came out. I wasn't around, but shit.
No, man.
My mom said she wanted to kill people.
Man, when Roots came out, he wanted to beat up everybody. That day going back to school, I dare you to say something to me. Go ahead, Charlie. Say one thing. I will not fight off you.
It was quite uncomfortable in America, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it was. But nothing was as funny as when OJ got off. That to me.
I was around for that. I was around for the bullshit.
Yeah, I was around. Everybody was running through the school hallways at North Park. Literally, all the black people started running through the hallways. It was amazing. Like gazelles.
Remember when they had to wheel the TV into the room? Remember those days?
Right on that black cart. I remember that cart. And the wall talked that cart. Remember they used to put you on VCR? You know, on VCR, dude? I'm about to kill it. About to stun in the front of the room. Gone.
Loved it, man. Loved every moment of it, man. But yeah, man, really appreciate you, though, man. And you're not Kevin Love, man.
No, I'm Chris Paul. I'm at Chris Paul status.
Little championship team, man. You're James Worthy.
Oh, James Worthy. Damn,
you like
James Worthy.
James Worthy. You got Hall of Fame. You got rings. You gave me. God damn it! It's got you, nigga.
I couldn't even be old broke down Shaq or nobody. I got to be old ass James Worthy. All right.
God damn it, man. We gonna think of somebody, man. But come here to sports, though, man. But I appreciate you, brother, for coming over to the show.
Thank you.
As always, I always end it out with God loves y'all, and I barely tolerate y'all out there. Chuck, Pete, Hove, y'all want to go ahead and say y'all last words, brothers?
You know me. Ace of all trades, Ace is up. Foot to next season. Let's make it happen out here. Find Ace of all trades on Instagram and Facebook, and let's just make it happen. Let's get it done. Foot to next season.
Chuck?
Yeah. Black Podcasters Network, Common Sense Experience. We are every Friday, 8 a.m. I posted some of the videos and some of the stuff we talked about today on the Facebook fan page, so y'all can head over there, man, and I'm out, man.
Hashtag Justice Genuine, man.
Yo, Pete, before you actually finish, I have one more thing to say. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want you to keep my barber. His mom is going through, no cancer, and she's in a lot of pain or whatever. Though, so I want y'all to keep her in your prayers. My barber, my brother, Kobe Green. So keep him and his family in your prayers. I bet, Pete.
Absolutely. Prayers up, man. Positive thoughts only. Great show today, fellas. Appreciate our guests. Held it down. New beginnings, man. We coming 2018, taking over, but we let your shit move quietly. Ain't slow to keep it. Yeah.
Peace.